This is my stuffed alligator, Toofy. I've had him since I was pretty young. I got him when I was a kid with my birthday money at a department store called White's. White's. Now there's a name I've not heard in a long time. Does anyone remember that department store? Anyway, I didn't know what to name him, so I just named him Toofy. I think that maybe my brother came up with the name because he has 2 feet and because he has 2 fees in his mouthy. Well, he used to. He used to have these little flannel teeth that were just cut out and sewn in. They wore off a long time ago. My dad had a German accent, and he used to call him Tussi. He has a small heart-shaped stone that I sewed inside of him that I got from the highest mountain that I ever climbed, which was the Rotgeschir in Austria. I brought him to most of the places that I've ever been, including Germany several times. I dress him up in different outfits. One day, maybe about 10 years ago, or probably more, I was watching TV with my family and snuggling with him, and I noticed I kept getting a lot of dust in my face. So it turned out that whatever Toofy was stuffed with, it's like some kind of straw or something, had disintegrated, and it was coming out of the weave of his covering. It was so fine and so old and so disintegrated. It was basically oozing right out of his pores. So I unstuffed him, and at the same time, I gave him a new skin because his skin was also really thin in some places. Amazingly, I found some fleece very similar to his original. One time I took him camping and he went on a vision quest, or he picked up some hussy. He's not telling me. Anyway, we were camping at, let's say, an environmental jamboree. So one night we had an animal dance and we were all dressed up like animals. So of course I took him, being that he's an animal. And at the end of the dance, I couldn't find him. I was too busy, I guess, being an otter and partaking in some interspecies rutting. Anyway, I found him the next morning in the lost and found pile, and he had a big smile on his face. He never told me what he got up to. Another time I was camping with a different group, and we went to bed one night, but then the next morning when we woke up, he was on the floor and he was all wet. I think that he went out drinking after I fell asleep, and he was all wet in the morning because, you know, what happens when you really drink too much and, you know, you kind of drunk pee yourself. Not that I've ever done it myself, but I know people. I think I told the story about the alcoholic I used to live with. Anyway, he says that he fell on the floor of the tent and the rain soaked through the floor that night. But, you know, I didn't believe him because he already has a history. Well, now he comes with me everywhere when I go stealth camping in my van. He's my co-pilot.